Okay, let's get started with the coursework. So I've got my project, and I've already got I've initialized Git on this. If I do ls-r, you can see the files. So server.py is pretty straightforward. You've seen that before. That's basic Flask. Server.py, you can see we've just got one root, and that takes me to index. Now, because this is going to be a single page application, that'll probably be my only template. There'll just be one page, and we'll use jQuery to populate the page and to do things to it. There won't be any page transitions. We'll probably add more routes to send data, but we won't have any more templates, I don't think. Okay, so that's server. In static, I've got the jQuery jQuery library file. I've got these jQuery UI files that I'm not using at the moment. And I've got two of my own kiosk files, so kiosk.js and kiosk.css. Nothing much in either of those. And index.html, well, that's got some pages that well, basically what I need to get started. Let me show you what it looks like. So if I start the server going, Python server, and I have to load localhost 5036. So localhost 5036, if I reload that, okay, you can see what's going on here. So I've got a kiosk ID, and I've hard-coded that in the HTML. Let me show you that. So everyone's got to have a unique ID and a different number. So we're using matriculation numbers to make sure that everyone's got a different one. I've got an input box that takes a number plate and a button marked Go. Let me just show you. So source is repo kiosk, and vi template index. Okay, so here are the elements. So I've got my my links to the CSS and the links to the CSS and the HTML. And then here's the actual contents. So parking kiosk. This thing here is the car park ID, and this number the user can't change. Okay, I think I might change that. So let's just put in div car park ID is that, and let's make this into a span. Okay, and let's close that span node. Okay, so just check that worked. Reload. Okay, so car park ID is that, and that's a number you can't change. I've also got a label, your number plate. Let's make that an instruction. Let's say enter your number plate. Okay, that's the label. And then here's the text input called VRM, and there's a button with ID pay, and that says go. And then I've got a div that I've called actions, and this is where I'm going to be putting results as the user does that stuff, and that has an effect. So let's write that out and reload. Okay, everything's good. We're going to do some jQuery now to make things happen when the user clicks the go button. Okay, so come out of editing that, and I'm going to edit static kiosk.js. Okay, so this is the ready function, ready to go. Nothing happening in there at the moment. So what I want to do is to make something happen when the user clicks that go button. And this is the pattern I use for that. First of all, I find the button. I think that button was called pay. The idea was pay. And I want to create a click function on that. So function. All right, so this stuff fires when the user this stuff will fire when the user clicks the pay button. What I want to do is to set things up and try and get the user to put money in. So I'm going to make a call to the coin thing, the coin API, to try and yeah, to get some money. What will happen is when the user types in a number and they click on go, then the amount of money that they owe us will increase. Okay, so let's make a note of that. What I'm going to do is say dollar amount owed dot text, and we're going to make up a number. Let's say it's 500, and we'll also say amount paid, and that starts out at 0. These two values, amount owed and amount paid, they represent the state of the system. And in order to control the user's actions, what we want to do is change the state of the system by updating these amounts. We know that we're finished. We know that the user has paid enough when the amount owed equals the amount paid. So when these two values are the same, then we know we've finished and we can move on to the next customer. We want to have a loop, if you like. So what we want is the user to keep paying until they've reached the amount, so the 500 that they owe us. So they might pay £1 and then £2, then another £2. But we can't set up a loop in a program in this style. This is an event-oriented program. We can't force the user to do anything. What we have to do is to change the state of the system depending on what these variables are. So I'm going to put these two variables, so that's amount owed and amount paid, I'm going to make them visible. All right, so I'm going to make up a couple of variables on the page so that we can see what's going on. So in index, I'm going to make up these two variables, amount owed and amount paid, and I'm going to make them visible. So cd source repo kiosk and vi template index. So inside actions, I'm not going to have that. I'm going to change that so that it is, I've got div amount owed, and I'll make up a span with ID equal to amount owed, close that span and close that div. Okay, so this is my HTML. Amount owed is that. Let me copy and paste that. And amount paid. And amount paid. Okay, that's not quite right. Let me put in a close there. And same thing here. Okay. And inside there, it's blank at the moment. Let me just put in a question mark in both cases so we see that change. All right, so if I write that out and reload this, okay, amount owed is question mark, amount paid is question mark. I put in a number plate, AA99, and I click on go, and that didn't work. That's because I haven't saved this. Let me write that out. Oops. Let me write that out, and a hard reload, that's Control F5. So that's AA99, click on go, and it changes amount owed to 500 and amount paid to 0. Okay, what I want to do now is to try and get the user to enter some money. We're going to make a call to the first API, and that API is called get money. I'm going to have to check my notes. Yep, okay, so the API call I've got to make is to take. Okay, and I've got to pass in this value here. All right, and that value I can get from here, carpark ID. All right, so I'm going to make a call, an AJAX call, and that goes like this. So $.ajax. Okay, I'm going to pass in the URL, and that's fixed. That is same for everyone. It is http://carpark.set09.603.napier.ac.uk/ and the endpoint is take.php. Okay, so that's the URL. Let's put that on another line. That's the URL. What else have I got? I've got data that I'm sending. So the data I'm sending, I only need to send one parameter, and that is the carpark ID. So I've got to say carpark, and I have to pick this value here out, and that value is stored in this span, and the user can't change it, so I've hard-coded that in. So that is hash carpark text. So that's $ hash carpark. So that's the node, and I want the text of that. Okay, so that should be 40000036. Okay, I've also got to decide to do something when I've got to decide what to do when that returns. So that's the success function. And the data I get back is D. And I have to decide what to do with that. Okay, so, all right, D should either be an amount of money or it'll be null. It'll be null if the system times out without the user entering any value. So, don't really know what to do yet, so let's just alert D so that we can see that showing up. Okay, well then we'll figure out what to do with it. So let me write that out. Okay, and let's reload. So hard reload, Control F5, AA99, click on go, and apparently, oh, nothing happened at all. Something should have happened. Let's see, look, you see this red thing here? I've got 2 errors, so something's gone wrong. Let's see what those 2 errors are. They should show up in the console. Okay, unexpected token, line 7. Okay, so line 7, Ajax, so that's carpark is, that all looks good. Unexpected token is a round bracket. Oh yeah, look how I've closed my bracket twice. Let's get rid of that. Now everything lines up. Let's have another go. Control R, Control F5. Okay, that favicon is annoying me. I think I'll fix that. Okay, my fix for this favicon is a bit cheeky. What I'm doing is stealing Napier's. So I just went to Napier's website and I found how they do favicon, and they do this basically. Okay, so they put in that link, but I think you have to precede this with https://www.napier.ac.uk, and that means I am using Napier's expensively designed favicon. Let's write that out and reload. Yeah, no, that didn't work. Never mind. I'll try that again another time. Okay, so let's try it. So AA99, click on go. Let's watch the network tab. Let's watch network here. So here's the network. Favicon not found. That's annoying. Close that. Okay, so I click on go, and the amount owed is paid. And can you see here? Here's the pending. So that's the call that I've made. All right, and it hasn't returned yet. It's just sitting there waiting. It'll time out in 2 minutes. So in 2 minutes that'll return with a null. But if I'm quick, I'll be able to pay. Let's see how we pay. So we go to car park. Yep. And you can see that's still waiting. So let's take this guy and let's pay £5. Okay, and the £5 comes up here in the alert as soon as I click on that. That's nice, and then this is completed, and we can see that that call there to take returned with the value 500. So amount owed was 500, amount paid was 0. Okay, so what I want to do is to update these numbers to reflect the fact that someone just paid. Okay, so we'll do that in the next video.